What's up, Met fans? Welcome back. Talking Mets at Rob. How's everybody doing? Mets Hot Stove Live here on a Tuesday night, 5 p.m. And pitches and catches are not reporting. So that's the news at the moment. Unfortunately, guys, 10 days, give or take 10 days until 10, 11 days until spring training games start. Hopefully, but the way it's looking, it's not looking too good, guys. Unfortunately, the players and the owners are playing cat and mouse with each other when it comes to trying to get a deal done, because at the end of the day, all this does is hurt the game and piss off the fans. And that's exactly what Major League Baseball, the owners and the players, let's be honest, they're both at fault here. They both don't want to budge. They both don't want to sit in a room and get things done. There is no reason why, when the counteroffer on a Saturday from the MLB owners was given on a Saturday, Monday morning, the players should have already had a counteroffer, and nothing has been done as of yet. And I don't know what's taking so long. I don't know why they're making this harder than it is. Now, I'm not saying that the problems at hand aren't difficult to deal with and negotiate, but you can't, if you're not in a room together, you're not negotiating. So I don't understand what is the problem with all these people. They have way too big of egos and they can't get past that part, and that's a big deal. So before we get started talking more about the lockout and more about our Mets, let me say what's up to everybody in the comments section. Sean, shout out to Sean, member to MWR. How you doing? Gio, Hayden, Joe, Lindor, Victor, how you guys doing? Once again, guys, don't forget to hit on that like button. Let's get the stream out to more people. 1 hour show tonight, guys, up until 6 o'clock tonight. So let's hope. Let's hope. I see you guys. Steven, how you doing? Let's hope, guys, that we can actually get some progress this week, because as I stated in my last stream, when the negotiations were going on Saturday and we were live for a couple of hours, Friday, I think, is the deadline to get any type of chance that spring training games would start on time. Kenny, how you doing? So what I don't understand, and I already said this already, let me throw this up there. Hayden, there we go. We got a hashtag end the lockout, guys. That's what we need to do. Let me make that a little bigger so all you guys can see it. There we go. Boom. There we go. That's what I like. That's what we have to do. Hashtag end the lockout. It's bad enough that these owners and players don't understand nothing, or they don't have any logic of the situation. And my biggest problem is the same fact that we continue to understand the problems that each side has. We understand the owners don't want to give everything the players want. We understand the players don't want to give everything the owners want. We understand that. But the bigger problem is the fact that they need to be in a room every day from 9 o'clock in the morning until end of business day. They all make enough money to have lunch in the same room. They can get delivery. It's not that hard. I don't understand the fact that It's Tuesday night. The offer from the proposal from the owners was on Saturday. By at least today, I get if they wanted to wait until Monday to get people in a room so they can figure out a counteroffer, but today should have been the day that the counteroffer was given to the MLB owners. If you wait until Thursday, as somebody said in the comments, then what really gets done? Because now the owners have to meet up on a Friday and to see what they're going to give to a counteroffer because they're probably not going to accept it. And now we have to wait until the weekend. And that's when things get really bad because that's when games start to get lost in spring training. That's when money starts to get lost by the owners. Remember, in spring training, the players don't get paid. The owners get the money from concessions, from ticket sales, from merchandise in spring training. Players don't get paid in spring training. So the players are a little bit ahead of the game, so to speak, until regular season games start to be missed. Then it comes out of their pocket. So my thing is here, whenever there's a negotiation, somebody has to budge eventually. Somebody has to give a little bit more and take a little less. That's how it goes. You're not gonna, the problem with the players at this point, they felt like over the last two CBAs, they got screwed and they didn't get what they wanted. And I don't think the players understand it and the player representatives don't understand that you're not going to get everything back in one CBA. Get some things. If you get some things, it's a win. Now, the two things that are really, really important to realize is the two biggest problems. The luxury tax penalties, which is an absolute joke. It goes from 20% as a first-time penalty, then it goes to 50% as a second time, and even more as a third time repeat over the luxury tax threshold. And that's a problem. I understand where the players are coming from, but the owners are not going to budge on that. So move on. Move on to something that you're also looking at, which is arbitration and salary increases for the younger players. Look at that. That seems like something the owners are trying to wiggle a little bit when it comes to moving up the price range a little bit for younger players in arbitration situations with Super 2s. Focus on that. It's clear that the owners don't want to go past this luxury tax thing. So get over it and find another win because I think the players can get a win from the salary arbitration Super 2s and the increase in salary for 1 and 2 year players. That's what they have to focus on. And that's something that they can negotiate on. The luxury tax is probably a done deal. The owners are not budging on that. The players have to move on. And it seems like over the last month, the players have not moved off that subject. And I'm not going to lie. I'm not blaming the owners. If they don't want to budge on that, they don't have to. But the players have to move on as well. Because it's just going to be a revolving door of the same nonsense over and over again. And then we have the situation we have right now, which is 10, 11 days before the first spring training game, and there's no deal to be done. And not only if they get this lockout done, say, the end of the week, great, that's great. Everybody's going to be happy. But not only have to get all your pitchers and catchers ready and all your fielders ready for the game in about 5 days, now you have to worry about free agency, trades, roster moves, all types of things are going around. So it's going to be hard enough bringing the team together during this little amount of days during spring training. And I don't think it's fair to the players, the fans, and the team because it's not so easy, especially with a Mets team that's basically changing out all different types of players. Like this Mets roster is looking very different than last year. And these are players, I get Marte, Escobar, and Kana. They're good clubhouse guys. They're easy to get along with, but it still takes time to vibe as a team. And that's not just goes for the Mets. It goes for other teams as well. So they better get it going. They better get their heads out of their asses and get in the room and negotiate until the thing gets done. For some reason, they don't understand why they don't get everything they want. Like, that's the problem with these guys that have big freaking egos because of the fact that the owners got big egos because they're millionaires and the billionaires, and then the players got big egos because they're millionaires. Yet two egos are fighting each other, and that's the biggest problem here. So let's go to the comments, guys. Once again, Hayden with an excellent comment, hashtag end the lockout. I like that. I see a couple of people more joining in. I see Nelson. How you doing? Who else we got? We got Rocky. We got Muhammad. How you guys doing? Glad you guys are joining here on a Tuesday night. It was supposed to be pitches and catches, and we get to talk about that and all that stuff. But unfortunately, we don't have nothing. So the thing that we keep on banging our heads on is the fact that why can't they realize that it's not just hurting the game that is the biggest issue. The bigger issue is the players and the owners have talked about, and Rob Manfred talked about, that this game, which was America's pastime, is now the third biggest sport in this country behind football and basketball. I mean, baseball is basically regional now, like hockey is. And baseball is basically on the level with hockey because the problem with baseball is that they don't get how bad it's killing the game. Not only are kids not playing baseball in the streets anymore or playing it in the ballpark anymore or on the fields anymore, they're not following, they're not understanding, they're not playing it, they're not looking at it, they're not watching it, they're not going to games. And you're killing the sport. There's might be some people that weren't old enough to remember the 94 strike, but the amount of fans who left baseball and did not go back was an astounding number. And that was when baseball was on top of the charts with the NFL. It was probably bigger than the NFL at that point. And they lost so many fans that it took the owners and the commissioner and a lot of the players to turn their backs the other way on players taking steroids to bring this game back to where it was supposed to be, because that brought the fans back when the steroid era happened. And without the testing now, with all these players, with the drug test, why wouldn't we see a repeat of what happened in 94, 95 going into the 96, 97, 98 season when we had the home run chase? It's the same thing once again. They don't learn from their mistakes. And it's a problem. And that's the biggest issue that I have, and I know a lot of yous have. So with further ado, let's get to your comments, guys. See how everybody's doing. All right, let's see what we got here. Lindor, when do you think the next meeting will be? I was hoping, honestly, Lindor, that Monday, I thought at least Tuesday, they would actually get into a room and the players would give a counter offer, but that's obviously not it. So I'm hoping, my guess is Thursday, because that kind of makes sense, because it gives the owners at least a Friday to go over the counter offer, and maybe another Saturday where the owners give another. But I don't want to give another proposal. I don't see why does it take so long to get another proposal out for a counter offer, because if they're not changing much each side, then all you have to do is type up a few different words to get what you want, and problem solved. Your counter offer is ready. So, with all the technology nowadays, they should have a counter offer in a snap of a finger, and they don't. So, Lindor, I'm hoping on Thursday. Maybe we'll hear some news of a meeting tomorrow that they're going to meet up on Thursday or Friday, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. Rocky, how you doing, buddy? Muhammad, how are you? Yeah, Lindor, exactly. Like, everybody's killing the owners. But let's be honest. These are businessmen, these owners, right? They own the teams. It's like they own a company, and the employees are the players. It's that simple. It's not hard, that the fact that the players have to realize. Now, the players already make a ton of money. I understand about 60% of the league are making league minimum or a little bit more than league minimum. But let's be honest, guys. Is $575,000 chump change? No. It's chump change considering what the stars are making, the 20, 30, $40 million in some cases. But $575,000, nobody's crying poor. And I know the players are asking for like $775 for first year players. and the owners are like, I think they said like 600,000. They can meet in the middle. Can they meet at like 650? And both of them should be happy. It's almost $100,000 more than what they were getting in the beginning, and it seems like the owners are willing to go a little bit further than 575. So talk about that. And once again, the players are all of a sudden they're united all of a sudden when they were killing each other last season when the spider tech thing happened. How many players were talking about Garrett Cole and other players, all other pitchers that were using spider tech, and they were running down each other's throats, right? Oh, I guess he's not a good pitcher anymore because you don't have the sticky stuff. So it's a big joke. They're united in the fact that either way, spring training to them, money wise, means nothing. They can work out on their own time. They can go to a high school field or a college field and work out there and get their throws in, get their pitches in, get their running in, get their stamina and their everything they need to get ready for the season anywhere else. They don't need the spring training facility. They got all that outside of the minor league ballparks. So the owners are the ones that are losing out of spring training. The players, until the season starts, aren't losing anything. So again, they got to get into a room and stay there until a lot of the issues get worked out. That's it. They got to stop leaving. I don't understand for a big negotiation as Major League CBA. How can you spend no more than 2 hours in a room trying to negotiate a contract? I just don't understand that. There's teams and players that spend more time in a room trying to work out a contract signing or a trade than they are with a CBA that actually can destroy the game of baseball. And they don't do it. So whose fault is that? And they keep on blaming each other when they both have to look in the mirror and realize it's both of their faults. Because if something happens again like 94 and we miss games during the season, there is a chance that a lot of fans, and I'm not talking about the diehards like you and me, I'm talking about the casual fan who, likes baseball but can do without baseball, might not come back. And that's where they're going to lose the viewership on TV. And the casual fan that says, hey, I got nothing to do. Let me go to a game with my girlfriend or my boyfriend or whoever. And that's what they're going to lose. They already have attendance problems. They already got viewership problems on TV. They can't keep on destroying the game because baseball is the greatest game in the world. There is no doubt about it. If you understand the game and you understand the intricacies of this game, it is one of the best games out there. You just have to know what their game is. They have to realize it. Because in my opinion, guys, and this might rub a lot of people the wrong way, but I don't think the owners or the players love the game. I think the players love the game because they're getting paid. And I believe the owners love the game because they're getting money from it. But I don't think they truly love the game of baseball. I truly believe that. I don't think they love it like you and me who eat, sleep, and ride all the way until the end with blood, sweat, and tears every year. They don't love the game like we do. At the end of the day, if baseball never comes back, who's going to suffer? We're going to deal with it. These players and owners will find other ventures, right? That's what they would do. They don't love the game. They might have loved the game at one point, but they don't love the game enough to get things done. And that's the biggest problem with the owners and bigger problem with the players. Hayden said, Robbie, you should call the MLB commissioner's office in the city on stream. You know what? Hayden, that's a great idea. Hayden, would you like to do a stream with me? I don't know. Let's say Friday or whenever you're available. We'll do a stream together and I will call the MLB commissioner's office, leave a great little message, and it will go something like this. Hi, this is Robert from Talking Mets with Rob YouTube channel. I am live right now with my subscribers, with my supporters of my channel, along with other YouTube content creators with the New York Mets. And I want to say to you guys, get the deal done. This is embarrassing for the league. You guys don't love the sport like we love the sport. Get in the room and don't come out until you get things done. You will lose fans if you miss games. By the way, let's go Mets. How's that? Is that pretty good? What do you think? I like that, right? I think that's pretty good. I want to be respectful but angry at the same time. Joe, I'm going to be honest. If the owners are lowballing and offering, and I'm the players, I'm asking for the moon. Yeah, but you see, Joe, that's the problem. The owners, once again, they are the company. No owner in every company that exists in this world is not going to give everything to benefit their employee. It's just not going to happen. I don't care how good the company is. There is some things that companies are not going to give. It's just that simple. You know, there can be a job that has great benefits, great bonuses, great raises, but there might be some things internally that they're saying we can't give this. You know, if it's sick leave or sick pay or vacation time, whatever it is, there's something there that the company's not going to give. The same thing in the owner's in the position. The players don't. I don't think they understand the fact that you can't ask for the moon and get the moon. How about ask for the moon, see how much they're willing to give, and then negotiate what they're willing to give. But don't ask for the moon every time you give a proposal, a counter offer, because you're not going to get anywhere. And that's exactly what's been going on. The four things that they have agreed upon, which was the universal DH, the draft pick compensation, the 14-team playoff, and the salaries that they can probably raise up. That's something that was easily taken care of because they both said they were going to agree to it early on, even before they were negotiating the CBA. That everything seemed likely. So there's the problem right there. No, I feel like the owners have been given more than the players have been trying to get everything. The owners already said that they would raise the salaries to $600,000 for the first year players. They also said that they would raise the luxury tax a little bit, obviously with the penalty still, but they would raise it up a little bit. They already gave the players the DH, which is going to give more money to a player who probably is crappy, like a guy like JD Davis, who shouldn't be playing the field at all, who's going to have a job now, along with other players like Nelson Cruz, who should retire if there was no DH. If there was no DH at all, Nelson Cruz wouldn't even be in the league. So the players got that also. 14-team playoff. You know what that entails? Yes, that involves more teams in the playoffs, more money for the owners, but it also gives bonuses for the players as well. So they already got four things that the players already got. If that's not enough, then I don't know what they're actually looking for. Then you know what? Then the players just need to strike, and the hell with the lockout, hell with the owners lockout. The players need to strike then. Because if the players really cared about how much they're not getting, in quotes, then they should go on strike and then force the owners to make a deal. That's it. Because I think the owners think that they're getting screwed by the players. Because let's be honest, guys, I don't see the players not making money in this league, right? Max Scherzer, who is 37 years old, had just got a $40 million contract from the Mets. $40 million for a 37-year-old. You don't see that anymore, but yet they're still getting there, right? There's Chris Bryant that's going to get $160, $170 million. Carlos Rodon is probably going to get $80 million. Clayton Kershaw is going to get $20 million a year, who has a dramatic back issue. But yet the players don't talk about that. So there's the problem right there. The players don't give better proposals than the owners. The owners might not give a lot, but they're given something. The players are the ones that are not given as much as they should. Frank, I agree with you. Let's go baseball. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. The players are losing support. They already lost my support. And in the beginning of this lockout, I understood why the owners locked out the players. Because in all honesty, though, I know the players lost things during the last two CBAs, but over the last 10 to 15 years, player salaries have gone up. All right, it hasn't been every player's salary has been gone up, but you know what? They've been getting paid, aren't they? How many times have we talked about that a guy got a 10-year contract and after year 5, they're dramatically going down production wise, but yet they're still getting paid their salary of $25 million, right? How is that fair to the owners? Why should the player who gets a 10-year contract and year 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is absolutely garbage, but yet the owners have to still pay that, yet put a product on the field to still win ball games? How is that fair? Because it's not. And I get there's certain issues like the service time, which is a huge issue for the players. I get that. I think 6 years is outrageous. But you know what? They didn't just agree to that service time once, the players. They agreed to it twice. 2 different CBAs, they agreed to that 6-year service time. Why did they do that twice over the last 15 to 20 years? Over the last 2 CBAs? Why did they agree to that? They agreed to it because they got other things that they wanted, right? If that was the biggest issue, why wasn't service time brought up in the last couple of CBAs and get things going forward? That's the problem. And I think the service time should be 4 years. I think that gives the team and the player enough time to become a star, and it'll also give owners and the team enough time to see if they want to extend their young talent or look to trade them because they got 1 year left in the deal, or let them become a free agent. 4 years, I think, is legitimate because let's be honest, guys, there's a lot of guys now, and I think the bigger problem is, and some people might not like this, but the bigger problem is that there's guys like Chris Bryant. There's guys who are free agents that at 29 becoming first-time free agents at 29, 30, 31 years old because they went to college. They didn't get drafted until junior, senior year when they're 20, 21 years old. Now they have to go through the minor league system, and now they come up to the majors at 24, 25 years old, and they can't be free agents until they're 29, 30, 31 years old, and they might get one big contract. But the guy who gets signed as an international free agent who is 18 years old can be 18 years old going through the minor leagues and spend 4 years in the minors and only be 22 years old when he comes up to the majors and is 27, 28 years old when he becomes a free agent, which is a lot better than a 31-year-old becoming a free agent. That's the problem that nobody talks about, the players or the owners. So that's a big deal. And I've seen that time and time again. Look how many of the international free agents who are getting signed at 15, 16, 17 years old, who are in the majors now at 19 and 20. We've seen it. Wander Franco, Fernando Tatis Jr., right? Vlad Guerrero Jr., right? These guys did not go to college. These guys played internationally and got signed because they're around the same age as college players, but they can't sign, but the international free agents can because they're not part of a college or they're not part of the U.S., congregate when it comes to the players. So how is that fair? But nobody brings that up, right? This is not something about, countries and, the Dominican Developmental League and the facilities that teams built. It's not about that. In Puerto Rico and China and Japan and stuff like that. The bigger problem is the fact that nobody brings that stuff up, but it's the same issues that you can make excuses for every issue, but it's just a matter of what you're willing to both work on, and nobody does that. Grant, how you doing? Member, what's up? How you doing? I agree. The sooner, the better. I want to see that 1-2 punch get on the field and get going, guys. Yeah, exactly, Mohammed. It's not even the fact that it's just they're making the most money because I don't hear guys who are making $600,000 are the ones that are talking about missing games. They're not talking about why do we have to hear about Lindor saying that or Max Scherzer saying that or Aaron Judge saying that who is making a few $1 million a year. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like nobody is going to get anywhere if you don't budge a little bit on all your demands. It's very rare that you demand everything and you get everything. That's not life. Life doesn't work like that. If that's the case, we all be rich, we all get whatever we want, and nobody would be mad, right? So there you go. So I wanted to go over before I get to more of your comments. There was a couple of tweets today that I want to show you guys. Just give me a second. Let me share my screen. All right, there we go. All right, so the first one is from Howie Rose. And I'm going to bring that up real quick. Okay, here we go. All right, so here's our best Howie Rose. Let me just shrink that a little bit. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. Give me a second. There we go. All right. Let's give you. All right, so here we go. I've said it before and I will say it again. Fully allowing for my own naivety and or stupidity, I do not believe that they will miss regular season games. These issues are not existential to either side. They will both huff, puff, and sulk, but a deal will be done before too long. So if you're going to what Howie says, he thinks the deal is going to get done and they're just puffing out their chests, showing who's boss, and the deal is probably going to get done soon. Let's hope. Let's hope, right? And then the other one is this from John Heyman. Let me put it up there. All right, so here we go. So spring was supposed to begin now, but MLB and its players remain apart on key issues, and no new meeting has even been set up since MLB made offers Saturday. Biggest sticking point: luxury tax threshold / penalties. The good news: still 2 weeks before regular games would be impacted. So there you go. So that's what we got from John Heyman and Howie Rose. So, like I said, everybody's frustrated. Reporters are frustrated. Howie Rose is frustrated. We're frustrated. And it becomes the same thing we're talking about over and over and over again, guys. All right, let's see what else we got in the comments. Exactly, Joe. That's the problem. They're sitting in a room for less than 2 hours. So, in my opinion, less than 2 hours means here's a book of the proposal from the owners right here in my hand. They put it on the table. The representatives of the MLBPA, the Players Association, takes the book and reads it for an hour and a half. And then they look at it like, oh, we don't like it. All right. And we walk out. That's not negotiating. That's just looking at the offer, not happy with everything, which, let's be honest, guys, nobody's going to be happy with everything. They have to get that through their dick skull. And they walk out. I want to hear of a meeting that lasted 6-7 hours. Then I know at least they were negotiating back and forth. Hey, the owners give them the proposal. The players like the luxury tax. Let's talk about it. Sit down and talk about it. Where are you guys willing to go? That's what the players should ask the owners. And the owners are like, we're not budging. All right, but how about instead of 222, let's go to 230. Let's see where the owners go. Like, start negotiating. See what you can get. And it doesn't seem like anybody's doing that. And that's the biggest problem. Mike, how you doing? How many of these so-called prospects pan out? There are way more Kingerys than Tatises Jr. As you see those players get more money regardless. Exactly. Mike, that's a great point. It's true. And I don't fault the owners for getting rid of some minor league teams and then offering again to get rid of more players and more minor leagues. Because I think there was too many. Why do you have 6 minor league teams? I mean, out of the 6 minor league teams, what do you have? 15 players that actually might make the pros? And 3 of the 15 might be good enough to have great careers or good careers in majors? It just doesn't make sense. Excuse me. And that's the problem. But the guys who actually make the pros, there's a pretty good chance that they're going to get a first big contract, and probably others that might not get big contracts, but they get pretty decent offers, like a James McCann, who was a career backup, and then they had a stupid team like the Mets give him a 4-year, $40 million deal. There's players like that get deals. James McCann deserves $40 million? Hell no. But he got it, right? Look at mediocre players. There's mediocre pitchers all over the league, but yet they're getting at least $10 million a year. Starting pitching, $10 million a year. How does that make sense? And these are the same pitchers that are not going 7 innings. They're ones that are going 5 innings. And a lot of guys like Marcus Stroman, for example. Everybody knows I do not like Marcus Stroman as a person, and I think he's full of himself on the field, even though he had a great year last year. But let's be honest, guys. How many times did he get into the 7th inning? 2 times. So as much as he had a great year, as much as that ERA looked really good, when you pitch 5 or 6 innings, there's a pretty good chance that you're going to come out smelling like roses and being a good pitcher. And then if you would have been pitching in the 7th inning, maybe you'll have a problem. Maybe you'll give up an extra couple of runs. And then guess what? Stroman comes out in the 5th to 6th inning. Because Stroman, that's what he is. He's a 5 or 6 inning pitcher. That's all he is. That's all he is. And now he's probably going to be, if not the ace of the Cubs, the number 2 pitcher of the Cubs. Come on. And that's the problem that I have with all these players. Rocky, exactly. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that this deal is going to get done. We all know the owners are going to not want to lose money because they did lose a lot of money during the pandemic. And let's be honest, guys, the players still got most of their salary for the pandemic year. They got about 60% of it when the owners weren't making no money at all, except for merchandising, which, let's be honest, was probably not a lot. The owners lost concessions. They lost all types of money through merchandising through their stadiums and ad revenue, and they lost ticket sales. So the people who should be crying about losing money is the owners, not the players. I'm sorry. The players, no way, didn't even play a half a season in 2020, but yet they got 60% of their salary. That makes no sense to me. Andrew, how you doing? We, the fans, have nobody to speak for us yet. Baseball is our game. We should get a group together to start a class action. I agree. I honestly agree. I think they should have a fan. I'm not talking about fans that are just insanely crazy about the game. I'm talking about people that know their stuff as fans that should be involved in these talks, because I don't think the owners nor the players really know how the fans feel, because they don't care, and they don't have to care. The only way they're going to care is if something happens like 94, because if it wasn't for the steroid era and wasn't for that home run record chase with McGuire and Sosa, who knows where baseball would be in 2021 or 2022 right now? Where would it be? We don't know. It might, a lot of fans wouldn't have come back because of that strike. And remember, that was a player strike. It wasn't an MLB owner strike. So, in my opinion, it's basically the same thing. But again, even if the owners, and I want to make this clear, guys, even if the owners end the lockout without a CBA agreement, because I do feel like at some point the owners are going to end the lockout, even if there's no deal, because they know they're going to start losing money once the gates open and they can't get fans in it because there's no games. So I want to make this clear. If the owners end the lockout, say next week, without no deal, because they want games to be played, there is no guarantee that the players won't have their own strike until there's a CBA done. Because when there's no deal done, the old CBA is still in effect. And clearly the players don't like that CBA, so why would they go to the facility and start practicing and start playing games? They might strike. So let's not forget about that the owners can end the lockout at any moment and the players can just go on strike until they get their own CBA. So, yeah, Joe, they did. They graphed on the draft lottery. The draft lottery, the draft pick compensation attached to qualifying off from players that are free agents, 14-team playoff, and the DH. That's all they did. That's what they did. They agreed to 4 things already. And let's be honest, every one of them benefit the players. Because the draft lottery basically stops teams from taking like the Astros did all those years ago when they had a TV rating of 0. The draft pick compensation that is attached to a player who got the qualifying offer and is a free agent now has more teams involved because the teams don't have to worry about the draft pick attached to that player. So that's 2 wins for the players already. The DH obviously is a win for the players because there's players that are probably not great on the field but are good hitters who now can be an everyday DH in the National League. They don't have to find a team in the National League. I mean, the American League. They can find a team in both leagues now. Another win for the players. And again, a 14-team playoff, which, in my opinion, I don't like because I think it waters down the playoffs. But let's be honest, it helps both sides, right? The owners get money for a team being in the playoffs, and the players get bonuses. So more teams in the playoffs, owners get more money. More teams in the playoffs, players get bonuses. Last I looked at, that's 4 things the players got already. So why wouldn't they be happy with that? I don't understand. If I was the owners, and this is what I would do, I would take away the DH and be like, we don't want the DH anymore. We don't want it. Why do we have to pay a player to only bat? We're going to take the DH away. That's not part of the proposal anymore. You want to talk about something else? I want the DH out. The owners can say that. I want the DH out. What, you want service time changed? All right, I want the DH out. Are the players going to go for that? Because their big thing was the service time, right? I guarantee you the players would be like, no. There you go. That's the problem right there. Ruben, how you doing? Thank you, LFGM. Thank you for your service. Listen, I give my kidney to have a baseball season. How about that? I think so, Andrew. I don't honestly know. Like, I don't understand how a counter proposal can take so long. I just don't get it. If you're making little tweaks here and there, I don't understand why you don't have 2 or 3 counter offers ready to go. And if the owners give you something or the players give you something, just cross it out and just give the counter offer. It's not that difficult. I don't know why they're making it so hard. Yeah, exactly, Joe. That's the reality that these guys don't understand. You're playing a kid's game and getting paid for it. You're not only getting your yearly salary for playing baseball, but yet you get endorsements, you get a lot of free crap, you get basically your own plane flying across all around the country, you get free meals all over the place. They basically have like catered food every game for these players. They got beautiful facilities to train in, state-of-the-art stadiums, state-of-the-art facilities within the stadiums, and these players still complain. I just don't understand it. They don't even have to spend a dime during the season. They get free food. They get they get a freaking gym to train in. They can go to the field anytime they want to practice, but yet they complain. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. I really don't. I honestly really don't. You know, there's only a few states where the taxes are really high, and I get that, like New York and California. I get that. The tax is outrageous. But again, a guy who's making $575 a year in New York is still bringing home close to $300,000 a year. If you can't live off of that, you want to switch positions. You want to take the $60,000 salary, and I'll take the $300,000 salary and see who's complaining then. I mean, come on. They lose perspective, and that's such a big deal. I agree, Rocky. I agree. I truly agree. If there was a way, I would. If people would come up, I think YouTube should do that. Honestly, I think they should. You know, as much as you guys support the channel and everybody, a lot of other guys' channels or people's channels on YouTube, I think content creators should be able to have like a super chat button for really good comments from people who follow the channel. I think that's cool. I think that's respectful, right? Maybe YouTube should do that because, like I said, you guys have a lot of good points. Just because I'm blabbing my mouth for an hour doesn't mean that you guys aren't having good points. You guys have good points. I throw it out there. I put the comment up there so everybody can see it because you make good points. That's a good idea, Rocky. Dominic, how you doing? Yeah, I agree, Dominic, 100%. I don't agree with the fact that the owners are overpaid. I mean, the owners own the team. The owners spend a lot of money on, getting the stadium ready with security and workers and concessions. They spend a lot of money. They do spend a lot of money. Yes, they make a lot of money, but they do spend a lot of money. Like I said, there can be owners. There can be a lot more owners that are like the Pittsburgh Pirates of the world, right? Do you want to be a Pittsburgh Pirate fan? As much as we complained about the Wilpons were bad. But trying to be a Pittsburgh Pirate fan with that owner, with that cheap bastard, oh, I'm telling you guys, it's something that you have to really look at. That I'm not saying the players don't work hard to get where they are. Obviously, there's only a small percentage of athletes that make professional sports that are better than everybody else in this world. And they should get compensated for that, absolutely. But to still cry poor for 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 money, it just doesn't make sense when this country and this world over the last 2 to 3 years during the pandemic has not only lost lives, but people lost jobs, are still complaining, are still like can't get back on their feet. Businesses are dying. And yet these guys have their heads up their asses. And I say it again and again. And that's the problem. That's why I really side on I really am on the side of the owners just a little bit more because I do think the players are asking for way too much when it's obvious that they have to realize that the owners own the team, they own the company. You have to understand, you're an employee of a company. You just have to understand that you're not going to get everything you asked for. I can't walk into my job tomorrow and say, I want a $10 raise. They're going to laugh at me and say, get back to work or we're going to fire you. Right? They don't have to worry about that because these guys got guaranteed contracts. God, I would like to have bad stats. If I work poorly, there's a chance I can get fired. If these guys perform poorly, they still get their entire contract. How's that fair? I would shut my mouth if I'm a player. I got a guaranteed contract. Are you kidding me? No matter how I perform, but I bet you, if their contract was based on performance, how many more players would work even harder and do better? It's just amazing to me. You don't have to perform well to make your guaranteed contract. This is not football, right? Football, none of the contracts are guaranteed. Yes, a lot of them make a lot of money, but there's a lot of players that can get the contract swiped up from under them if they don't perform. In baseball, they don't have to worry about that. Once again, guys, please, we got 30 viewers right here on the stream, guys. I'll be with you for another 10 to 15 minutes. Don't forget to hit on that like button, guys. We're talking a lot about the MLB lockout right now. And basically, you're choosing basically who you're on, whose side you're on. But at this point, as fans, I just want them to get a deal done. They need to be in a room as long as possible each and every day to get a deal done because it benefits the game. It makes the fans start talking about the real important things of baseball, which is trades, free agency, spring training, which we all love. Usually after the Super Bowl is over, everybody starts tweeting on social media and going on social media and saying, hey, it's baseball season. But, the owners and the players are destroying this game and pissing off the fans little by little every single day. Joe, that's a good point. I want to tell you, that's a good thing about Matt Harvey. I don't know if you guys heard the news that he was one of well, not really the witnesses, but he had to take the stand in a Tyler Skaggs trial with I think his name was K, the trainer who were basically selling the drugs to the players on the Angels. And then, when Matt Harvey said that, he basically had a substance abuse issue when he was with the Mets and probably still does at, when he was with the Angels, obviously, with his choice of drug was cocaine. And we all knew Matt Harvey was a partier. We know how many times he used to stay out late at night and, party and drink and everything like that. And everybody was just blew it off as, well, he's a 24-year-old kid who's trying to have fun, that has a lot of money. But it's more than that. And, it's unfortunate. And, I know injuries derailed his career, but let's be honest, guys, substance abuse and drinking probably would have derailed his career anyway, because there's no way your body can continue to perform at that level with drugs in your system 24/7 and constantly drinking. It's unfortunate for Matt Harvey, but let's be honest, guys. Let's hope he gets the help he needs. And that's more important than baseball, right? And that's unfortunate because the Dark Knight was on top of this town for a few years. 2015, we all remember him running out of the dugout in the ninth inning of the 2015 World Series against Kansas City. We all do, all the fans chanting his name, and he basically fell from the top of the pedestal and basically hit rock bottom, and it's unfortunate. But you know what, though? All the talent in the world cannot prevent you from still actually being human. And let's hope Harvey gets help. Let's hope he gets better. And, he's still a young man, considering not baseball wise, but life wise. And, he might have a career in baseball still. He's not as good, obviously, as he was when he came up. But let's hope that Matt Harvey actually gets his life together. We don't want to see another player dying from overdose or suicide. Tyler Skaggs during the season. We had Jeremy Giambi commit suicide, and he had a drug issue when he was playing and through his life. So you just want these guys to be healthy, right? You want them to perform. Yes, we boo them. Yes, we cheer them. Yes, we get on them. But personally, as a person, you always want them to be healthy and live a decent life. So let's hope Matt Harvey gets the help he needs. Yeah, Andrew, I understand it. But this is on the players because they're in a negotiation tactic on the table as well. You have to understand that. Andrew, you have a job, right? If you ask your employer tomorrow, I want a raise, I want 25, I want 40 more hours of vacation time, I want more sick time, I want better working conditions. You think they're gonna sit you down and be like, you know what? Here's a piece of paper and a pen. Here you go. We'll sign that into reality right now, and we'll give you everything you need. It's not how the world works. And the players have to realize that they're employees. They're making a lot of money already. There's certain things that I agree with. Service time is a little out of control. I think 6 years is way too long to be attached to a team and can't be a free agent. I think 4 years is probably more fair. Maybe 3, but I think 4 is pretty fair. But you have to realize that you have to give and take as well. And let's be honest, guys. Have you guys seen the proposals from the players and the owners? All the counter offers and the proposals from both sides. Look at the counter proposals. There's hundreds of pages. But if you look deep down on what the changes have made to each proposal, the owners have made more changes to their proposal in favor of the players than the players made to the owners. So who's trying to make a deal here? Remember, I already said it. The draft lottery, the draft pick compensation, the DH, and the 14-team playoff. If you want to leave out the 14-team playoff because that benefits both sides, the draft pick lottery, the DH, and the draft pick compensation attached to a qualifying offering player. All 3 of those benefit the player. And that benefits him money-wise. that doesn't really help the owners too much, right? Because the teams that want to tank to get the number one pick can't do that no more because there's a draft lottery now. The DH, now the owners have to spend money on a DH now. And let's be honest, offensively with stats, they're probably going to make decent money. So the DH spot is going to cost the owners money. And the draft pick compensation puts more team involved in signing a free agent because there's no draft pick compensation attached, which gives more teams availability to go after the player. So that benefits the players. So Andrew, as much as you think the players, it's not on the players, you're not really understanding exactly what the players are actually getting in this deal. Every time there's a counter proposal, the owners are giving more to the players than the players are giving an air counter offer to the owners. So I think the owners have been actually given more than the players, and which is fine. The players are the talent. They should get a lot of what they should be asking for, but they're not going to get everything. And until they realize that, the deal's not going to get done. Let's see. See, there's a lot of comments here. Let me just try to get everybody before I'm out. Lindor looks like, can baseball set all stadiums sell out to watch owners play cards? I think not. Tegman, how you doing? Thank you for that comment. Like I said, we all have our opinions. We all have our issue. We all have our issues with the players. We have our issues with the owners. You know, Andrew is on the side of the players. That's fine. But look into the proposals that both sides have been given back and forth. Not only did the owners already give 4 things that the players wanted already, what have the players give the owners? The players are still wanting the luxury tax to go up. The players want the penalties of the luxury tax to go away. The players want service time to go away. And they still want everything that they already got, the 4 things that I just spoke about. So you want all 7 issues taken care of, or you're not going to sign the collective bargaining agreement. Well, then there's not going to be no deal. Because if the players are still getting a lot more than the owners wanted to give 2 months ago, why do you think the owners locked them out? Because when they were trying to negotiate with the players and giving them a proposal, the owners didn't, the players didn't want to have it. So the owners was like, okay, to get you to the table, we're going to lock you out. And that's what happened. Remember, the players weren't going to the table to negotiate before the owners locked them out. It took the lockout for the Players Association to get into that meeting. Believe me, guys, I'm not an expert, but I've been reading a lot on it. Everything that I can find to read about this lockout and how things went about month by month by month, before the owners locked out the players, right before that December deadline, the owners were willing to talk to the players and negotiate in good faith. The players were mad because they knew the CBA was going to end. And they knew the owners were going to lock them out at some point if they didn't start negotiating. The players in good faith could have started negotiating before the lockout. They did not. So the owners forced their hand by locking them out. Because again, yes, the owners are going to be losing money. But let's be honest, guys. There's a lot of owners there too that make their money elsewhere than baseball. If there's games missed, owners are going to lose money, yes. But the players are not getting paid either. So it's beneficial for both sides to start playing games, right? Everybody gets money. Everybody's happy. Owners, players, fans. Andre, how you doing, buddy? No, there hasn't been nothing yet. Hopefully we hear something tomorrow that they might meet on Thursday. That would be nice. But we have to wait and see. I think the players should have had a counter proposal ready to go by at least today, but who knows what's going on? Who knows? We just have to wait and see, Andre. Stoney, another member of the channel. What's up, Stoney? You know we're talking about the MLB Lockout. because all these guys, it's a piston match between millionaires and billionaires. Oh, let's see. How much is a beer at a Mets game? I think a bottle itself is like 12 or 13, but if you get like higher end, like just from the tap, I think it's around $14-15. I mean, it's not cheap. I mean, a freaking hot dog's $7. I mean, so it is what it is. And like I said, these prices are going up and they're staying up. But if people are still willing to pay for it, they're going to keep it that price, right? If we all stop buying food and drinks and stuff like that at a game, I guarantee you prices are going down. But let's be honest, realistically, that's not going to happen. Oh yeah, absolutely. It's a hatred from both sides to each other. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing, Andre. And it's a good point. And as much as we try to take sides, at the end of the day, they're both basically, showing their muscles and just standing there until somebody blinks, like Andre said. And that's the problem. Sooner or later, somebody's gonna have to budge. And let's be honest, guys, the players are probably gonna budge. I'm telling you that right now. The owners already gave 4 things the players wanted. And let's be honest, the owners did not have to do that draft lottery, and the owners did not have to do that draft pick compensation because those 2 things actually hurt the owners and the team pocket wise. So, but they did it. And the players, I'm not saying they should be happy because let's be honest, guys, there's rarely any negotiation that one person gets or one group gets everything they want that they ask for. And I think the players have to realize that. Victor Nielsen wants to be on that side that gives. Yeah, exactly, Victor, 100%. Yeah, Francisco, it's a good point, right? Look at Francisco with Nelson Cruz, right? Nelson Cruz would have probably been out of the league 4 years ago if it wasn't for the DH, right? Now that the DH is in both leagues now, there's a lot of players that would have probably either retired or be out of the league because they can't play the field, but they can still hit, right? Do you really think Robinson Cano would be on this Mets team if the Mets knew there wasn't going to be a DH in a year or two? They knew this. They knew this from last year that there was probably going to be a DH. Cano would have probably been bought out. But because there's a DH, there's a possibility that Cano can be the DH of this team, which he will get a chance to prove during spring training. Nelson Cruz is going to get signed by a team. I mean, the guy still hit, about 26 home runs last year, 27? He's going to get picked up and probably make $10 million just to be a DH. If everybody forgot, David Ortiz, who was a 100% DH, made the Hall of Fame. So now that there's opportunities for players to still stay in this league because of the DH, that obviously helps the players, guys. Ed, how you doing? Yeah, Ed, they get so much money from just wearing the brand of their team. They get endorsements. They get some type of revenue sharing. When their jerseys are sold, they make a percentage of that. Yes, the team gets the higher percentage, but the players get the percentage, right? They guarantee contracts. They get endorsements. They get free food. They get free living, right? They're in the hotels. They get the best hotels. They get their private planes. They get basic buffet meals. They get basically a whole set of a buffet of food every game when they're there. Like they don't have to take nothing out of their pocket. They can go practice at the facility anytime they want. They can go in the field anytime they want. They got a gym that they can work out on the field. They got basically free therapists, free massage therapists, free trainers, free doctors, everything. So as much as I want to be on the player side, because I am a player, it's hard to be on the player side 100%. Eddie, how you doing? Eddie, 100% I agree, man. Once again, guys, got a few more minutes. I'm gonna be with you about until 6:10. So don't forget, guys, hit on that like button. If you're new to the channel, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let's get people to replay this stream so we can get more comments going. If you want to become a member of the channel, the link is pinned at the comment section on top. So click on that. You get a lot of perks. There's 3 different types of membership. There's the orange and blue membership, the Shea Stadium membership, and the You Gotta Believe membership. So make sure you check that out. If you want to become a member, please do. There's a lot of perks that come involved. Guys who already are members, I'm working on things to uh, give you the perks that I'm working on right now. I'm working on giveaways. I'm working on the live streams. I'm working on videos, all that stuff. So don't worry, I did not forget you guys. I also give me 1 second. I want to show you guys really quick. I think, oh, there we go. Just give me 1 second, guys. So I was thinking of things like as new members and stuff like that, what I'm gonna like just give you guys just becoming a member. And it's this right here. Got little Talking Mets and Rob stickers that I got made. So I'm gonna give you a message, you guys. I'm gonna give you my channel email, and I'm gonna ask for your address and everything like that, so I can send you these stickers for becoming members. And again, they're adhesive stickers, so you can put them anywhere. I got them on my laptop, got them on my table, I got them on my printer, I got them everywhere, on my scorecards, all that fun stuff. So expect these when you become a member. This is your first thing, and it doesn't matter what membership you purchase, you get a sticker. And I'm going to be working on that. That's one thing you definitely guys going to get, but I'm working on other cool things. As I said, there's giveaways for You Gotta Believe members. You Gotta Believe members, I will do ticket giveaways and all that stuff. Even if you're not living in New York and you're in a city somewhere else, I don't know, Texas, and the Mets play against the Astros, and if you're You Gotta Believe member and you win a giveaway with tickets, I will personally purchase tickets for you to go to the game in Texas if you're living there or something like that. It's not just for Citi Field. And if you are in New York or you're visiting and you win a giveaway, you'll have a chance to get tickets. You can go to the game with me. You can go to the game with people you know and all that fun stuff. 2 or 3 tickets. That's what we'll work that out when we get to that point. But if you want to become that You Gotta Believe member to get ticket giveaways, you got to do that membership. But if you any membership from orange and blue to Shea Stadium to You Gotta Believe, you get this coming in the mail. So I'm gonna give to each and every one of the members. Whenever I get everything I need, I'm gonna make sure I get these to you as soon as possible. So there we go. That's what I wanted to say. So Stony, I see you. Grant, I see you. I didn't see the other members here today, but that's okay. But once again, thank you guys for tuning in and the support, guys. Cole, what's up, buddy? Joey, I agree, man. I 100% agree. Yeah, I agree with that. That's not a bad idea. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Cohen, that type of guy, he seemed like the type of guy to do things for the fans like that. Because I think there's smoke coming out of Steve Cohen's ears because he already doesn't like the other owners because they try to sabotage him, not getting the team and then sabotaging him by not making a lot of deals with him or giving him access to executives that he wanted to hire. But I wouldn't be surprised if Steve Cohen comes up with other ideas. Like the fans asked for players' numbers to get retired, having old timers day, sign day, and all that stuff. He's doing all that. So he's listening to the fans. So let's hope they should do that. Once a year, do like a giveaway, right, Joey? Do something like a raffle. If you buy a ticket to a game, you are in the running to win one game at Citi Field suite for one game. Why not? I think they should do that. Yeah, that bloody nose did explain it, right? That makes a lot of sense now with the cocaine. Well, if they agree to a deal tomorrow, let's hope, knock on wood. if they do agree to a deal tomorrow, I go live with the breaking news and all that stuff, so we can, have some fun with that. Again, I will be at work from the next, let's see, in about 6 hours, I'll be at work. So I'll probably be home around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So once that happens, if I doubt they're going to meet before 12 o'clock. So if there is a deal done, if there's news, even if there's bad news or good news, I probably will go live. But if not, I am going to be making a video regarding a trade possibility that I think might be enticing to some of you guys, or you might not like it, but I have a trade idea that I think might help the Mets a lot. And I'm probably going to put that video up, if not tomorrow, definitely Thursday. But if nothing goes down and there's no big news, I will see you guys again on Tuesday next week for another Mets hot stove. So, but I will be posting a video in the next day or two. But I will go live definitely every Tuesday for the Mets hot stove. And during the season, my plan is, Joe, if during the season I'm gonna try to do pre and post game live streams. And definitely I'll do live streaming some games. So I'll go right from pre-game do a live stream. I did a couple of live streams, probably about 10 live stream during games. But I'm gonna focus a lot on pre-game live streams and post-game live streams. It's a lot of work. So I'm going to try to do that so I can bring a lot of content to you guys, which would be a lot more fun. But don't worry, Joe. Live streams will be happening. If there's breaking news, I will go live. Exactly, Marfo. It's just a matter of when. Yeah, I think that's going away, Stoney. Thank God. Sweaty, how you doing? When do you think the lockout will end? I wouldn't be surprised. I was hoping it would have been Friday, so spring training games would have started on time that I can get my ass to Port St. Lucie. But I'm thinking probably the third week in February, maybe sometime next week or the week after. But I don't think they're gonna miss regular season games. Oh, Sean, what's up, man? I'm sorry. I know I saw you early on. I'm just trying to find you in the comments. There were so many comments, but yeah, Sean as well. Sean, Stoney, all those guys. I love you guys. You guys are fun. But don't worry, guys. Sean, I don't know if you guys saw it, but these stickers are going to be coming your way if you become a member. So again, I'm going to get in touch with you guys. Don't worry. I'm going to get in touch with the members so I can send you the sticker. Again, it's not a lot, but I want to, show a little bit of support for you guys so I can give you the sticker so your money is not going to waste. I promise you that. Because believe me, it costs money to do all this stuff. And my giveaways are stuff out of my pocket, stuff that I bought. So I this is not something that, I'm taking and running. I promise you that. But thank you so much, guys. I don't know if they're meeting tomorrow, Stoney. I don't know. I don't know as of yet. I'm hoping that there would be some type of news tomorrow so we get an idea of what's going on. I know, Robert. I know. I know Fernando's not a big, very popular here. All right, guys, we got another member here, Joey. Thank you so much, Joey, for becoming a member of Talking Mets and Rob. So we got another member of the family. So thank you so much, Joey. Really appreciate it. So Joey, you're getting one of these as well. So once again, I'm gonna get in touch with you guys, probably in the comments, and I'll just mention you guys to you guys. I'm gonna do a private post for you members, and so I can get your information so I can send you this. All right, guys. Cool. All right, so guys, it's a little bit past 6, but that's okay. Why not, right? So. All right, Joe, it's all good, man. Listen, I don't force anybody to be members. It's all personal choice. But Joey, listen, if you need the tax money to do other stuff, do what you got to do. You don't have to become a member. But like I said, it's going to be fun. I promise you that. There's a lot of perks you guys are going to get during the season because the perks for the members are really going to happen during the season. Definitely. I'm already going to be writing for Mets Junkies. I don't know if you guys know about that website. Mets Junkies give me 1 second. I want to shout out his name real quick. Just give me a second, guys. So Jem Tablik, he messaged me on Facebook. I'm gonna be writing on Mets Junkies, and he's gonna be posting my videos on his website. So we're gonna look at all of that, and I be a part of Mets Junkies as well. So it's gonna be fun writing for him and the website. Get more content out there. So once again, guys, I really appreciate all the support. Once again, thank you, Joey, for becoming another member of Talking Mets with Rob, and that is awesome. And I really do appreciate it. I will be messaging you guys tomorrow so you can get your Talking Mets with Rob sticker, and we can have more fun. So let's hope there's some breaking news over the next couple of days so I can go live and talk to all you guys. Once again, guys, really appreciate all the support. Thank you for tuning in to Mets Hot Stove Live, and let's hope we get some good news on the baseball front. So once again, guys, thank you. Have a good night. And as always, Mets fans, let's go Mets. Have a good night, guys.